Thanks, Ange.
Absolutely.
It's recording.
Appreciate you. Cool. Yeah, so I'm flying solo again. Kev has 0 voice, so it's okay. At least he won't interrupt me every 2 seconds, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I actually took some notes today because there's a lot of stuff going on, so I had to take some notes so I don't forget. Hold on, let me see here. So everybody saw kind of, I'll touch on the whole Sergeant SHIB release first, obviously. We released the schedule for the pre-sale. With consulting with a few people, obviously, we've done partnership passes, we've done the DoD cards, and it's only right that the DoD members, that hold those cards get to go first. So we're going to roll that out in stages, obviously. So we have, let me just pull it up. So I speak the right times because you guys will crucify me if I get it wrong. Where is it? Oh, don't even have it here. So basically, we're going to start it at, somebody read off the times for me. Who's got it handy? What is it, 10? Was it 1500 UTC is the start time?
Yeah, it's actually from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. And from
Yes.
CST, it is actually from 9 to, we should take one behind, right? 9 to 11. For CST time
Yes.
zone, it is same way.
Yes. No. So it'll be 10 a.m. Eastern. Obviously, we put UTC time because, everybody's always asking that. What's a bad, that was an echo there, huh? All right. So yeah, we're doing UTC time, obviously. So pre-sale will start at 10 a.m. Eastern. What we're going to do is we're going to keep it open for 2 hours and we're going to roll it out in stages. So we're going to do DoD card members that bought the cards, obviously. You're going to have 2 hours to purchase, right? So within that 2 hours, obviously, as of now, I can tell you an exact number of cards we have outstanding. Keep in mind too, I don't think, because a lot of people bought like Series 1 and half of Series 2 before we kind of announced what it was for. So, I'm sure there's some people that bought cards that are not going to buy in, which is okay. So yeah, we're going to do round 1. Obviously, it's going to be the Defender of Doge key card members. It's going to last for 2 hours. Round 2 is then going to be the Sergeant SHIB partnership cards that we gave out. And then round 3 will be the general public pre-sale. So obviously, the Defender of Doge card members are going to have about 2 hours to get their buys in from the whitelist. The Sergeant SHIB partnership cards will be open for about an hour. And then, if there's any left, it'll be open to the general public. We have it scheduled from 18:15 UTC to finish. If you ask my personal opinion, the way things have been going, I don't see us making it past the whitelist at all, honestly, and for it even hitting the public. So, which is a good thing, and everybody kept toying with the idea. Well, do you raise the the minimum? I mean, the soft cap, hard cap. Do you want to play with those numbers? And the answer is no. We want to keep the buying pressure there because we want to launch. We want to have people eager to still get in, and that's kind of the way to do it, right? You don't want to set on a pre-sale. You don't want to set a 500, 1,000 soft hard cap, and the next thing you know, you're sitting at 600 for 4 hours or until the pre-sale ends, and it doesn't even hit hard cap. That to me is just kind of a bad look. I'd rather have a lower one, get it banged out, which is good. And I've taken some advice. Some from community members came to me with some good ideas too. Like we always say, we keep it open. We keep ideas open to everything. While we're on the pre-sale, I'll keep just touch on a few things here. So we obviously put security measures into place for the pre-sale. For the first, I don't know the exact time frame of it, but we're going to do everything we can to protect the project from people just dumping right away. Right? We know there's going to be sales. We're going to do what most projects do, and we're not going to raise the tax limit at all. We're not going to do that. That's not something we're going to do. There may be some restrictions as far as sale amounts, for the first hour, maybe hour and a half, just to kind of get that floor open, because obviously there's people going to be buying in as well. So we don't want it to just all of a sudden, which I don't think is going to happen. But again, you have your people that this is what they do. They work the pre-sales. They do it. They flip it for a quick buck, and we want to protect all of you and anybody else trying to get in. So we're going to do whatever we can to minimize anything from happening that could potentially hurt the project. But no high taxes, none of that. We're not doing anything like that. We're leaving it open. People can freely buy. And again, I don't even know what the capped sale limit would be on something like that, but it's not going to be anything. People are still going to be able to sell. Don't worry about that. You're going to be able to sell if you want to. So just keeping with that theme, pre-sale. Let's do this. Let's do something a little bit different. So let's start. Does anybody have any questions about the pre-sale before I go on to everything else?
How we'll get the invitation? So people who are get separate kind of a link where like a DXsale, or we know that we have invested in the token, so in the
Yes.
NFT, so we can directly go to the link and start doing it.
Yeah. So basically, if you have a Defender of Doge key card, right, which I think depending on, I think I don't know, there's a couple left now. We might release one last series of maybe 5 or something, depending on what the numbers are right now. So anybody who holds those DoD key cards, like we've been saying, try to keep them in your wallet that you're going to use for the pre-sale. I don't know when they're going to start pulling the data for that, because we're like right around the corner now. So whatever wallet you're going to use, make sure that that NFT is in that wallet. So this way, when they run the reports of all the holders for the key cards, they know that you're part of round 1. So what happens is you don't have to do anything. It's all going to be done on our end, on the backside of it, because so if you hold one of those key cards, your wallet address will automatically be put into the pre-sale, and you'll have that 2-hour window to go in and buy. After that's done, we close that out. Then we put in all the addresses from the partnership passes. Those go in. So nobody really has to do anything except make sure the NFT is in the correct wallet that you want to use to participate in the whitelist. Because once that's up and running, we can't really go in there and change it because there's so many things are going to be happening. So it's just better off now if you can get it into that wallet, the sooner the better.
Hey Mike, is there gonna can you give us like an end and final day that like after this day you're it's not gonna happen? Like should we have it in by like the 12th since since launches on the 15th?
Yeah,
Just to
I
give a
would.
more
I
clear
would.
line.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely by the 12th. I
Okay.
would definitely say get it in by the 12th
At least
for sure.
3 days for. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Once the pre-sale for the whitelist goes through, the people that have the card, will there be any use for that NFT afterwards?
Oh yeah, the DoD key card. So keep in mind when we first launched those, they're meant for something that's going to interact with the AlphaApe website. You're gonna have it's like VIP content, if you want to call it. So you're going to be able to access certain parts of the site and get kind of like background information. Like there's going to be some cool stuff they're working on that's going to actually give you access to certain parts that the normal person won't have. So yes, there will be kind of use cases built in for that card as well. It's just convenient, it just so happened that we were having the pre-sale, and I actually came up with the idea. I was like, instead of doing, because I know last time when they did the DoD pre-sale, they did a lot of those Google forms, and what the problem was with that is that you're collecting all these forms, and it's pretty tough to kind of keep track of it all. And now, once somebody has an NFT, they're more inclined now to actually want to participate in the pre-sale. So, Yes, the answer is yes. You're going to be able to do more with that NFT besides just the pre-sale.
Hey, Mike, it's Jules.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, is there a way that there can be something created, like a video or something very simple that walks people who are brand new through what they need to do to claim their tokens or to buy, however you guys are doing it this round? Is there a way that you can have a like a mock-up one that I can utilize for my gals, and I can provide them that instead of having to funnel a bunch of questions within the 1 hour we have?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put something together
Okay,
for
thank
you.
you.
For sure. For sure.
I got a quick question.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, some of us are getting like airdropped BNB of Sergeant SHIB. I know the max is 3. Would that include what we're getting airdropped, or is that completely separate?
No, that's completely separate. That's completely
Okay.
separate. So yeah, the minimum's going to be 0.25, max is 3 BNB. Obviously, the ones that have been with us since day one, and have been promised those airdrops because of the mishap on the first pre-sale, that's totally separate. Tony will actually start working on that. I don't know the exact time frame, but he'll probably get started on that rather quickly.
I was wondering what we're doing for advertising for Sergeant SHIB,
Oh,
like for the
lots.
everything. Like, are we doing PooCoin, or like what different things are we doing?
You know what though, the pool coin thing to me, it's kind of. I mean, I've talked to them. It's great and all, but to be honest with you, it's a lot of money, and we can definitely use that money in a better spot. As you know, we've teamed up with some pretty big names in the crypto space that are going to be calling this out for us. So the advertising is definitely going to be there when it comes to this for sure. This is something that we've been, working on now, and we've actually touched base with a few actual pretty big Shiba people, and we have their support. So it's going to be a pretty cool deal. I'm not the type of guy that just likes to say, yeah, let's just pay our way and put an ad up. I mean, to me, it's kind of, I don't really feel it too much. But who knows? We might at some point. But there's a lot of other advertisements for sure coming. Okay. Any other pre-sale questions? Phil?
Angel, you had a question?
Oh, that was my question. It was about just advertising and stuff. Okay. Who is the guy? I know y'all told me there's 2 different people that y'all are using for that. Are y'all able to say that in the AMA, or?
As far as what? I'm sorry.
Oh, as far as like, I think you have some influencers that are doing advertising or something for the Sergeant SHIB. Are y'all able to tell who they are?
Well, I mean, you've seen a lot of. I don't know if you've seen a lot of the tweets go out lately. A bunch of verified accounts have been tweeting out for us. That's just kind of just to hype it up. But no, we're in talks with, obviously, I see Chris in here where we've been in talks with, in Russ, we trust. Obviously, they did a call for DOD. They're going to be supporting Sergeant SHIB as well. So that's a very big deal. So yeah, no, there's a lot of things coming. There's others involved too. But again, these are things that I would rather deal with people that are actually in the crypto community and have a reach like that than kind of just, throwing money at the wall and hopefully somebody sees an ad somewhere. So, they're very professional over there. They got a great team. So, we're very confident in what they can do. We got Jules here, Women in Crypto, big shout out. She's got her network too. So word's going to get around about this one very, very quick. Like I said, that's why I don't even think it's going to hit public pre-sale, and it's okay. We don't really care if it does at this point because we want that, that hype to still be there so people want to jump in. So what I'll do is here, I'll touch on a few things. I caught up with Tony today. I had probably a 2-hour conversation with him just to kind of fill you guys in on everything that's happening on the DoD/AlphaApe stuff. Great news is that the NFT Marketplace will go live this week. accepting 3 blockchains. So it's going to be ETH, Polygon, and Ethereum. You're going to be able to mint on any one you choose. I believe he is working on Avalanche, but it's kind of like, what's the point at this point? You know, that'll come in the future. It's not really needed this minute. So again, NFT Marketplace will launch this week. 3 chains, the ability to mint on. One of the cool things now, well, I can say this before I get into that part. We are bringing on a couple of pretty well-known artists that have agreed to move their collection to our site. They're going to be doing not limited edition. They're going to be hosting some of their newer collections on AlphaApe, which with their brand and their recognition, that's going to drive a lot of volume to it. And I know everybody's going to say, well, what does that do for DoD? And I'm going to get into that. So Tony's been able to do a couple of big things, which actually blew my mind. So obviously we've been talking about partnering up with numerous projects coming over to us to use our services, whether it's for staking, whether it's for, NFT minting, whether it's for a lot of things we're going to be offering. So we've actually been able to do now is any project that wants to offer minting or an NFT marketplace for their project as well, they can actually use their own token to mint their native token, which is pretty damn cool if you ask me. So if we wanted to, if we wanted to use DoD as, which we're not going to do because to us that's a stable coin, but if we wanted to use DoD, we can mint with DoD. If you know any other token, it doesn't matter what the name is, that token can sign up for us and their community members can actually use their native tokens to mint their NFTs with, which is pretty cool. I don't know any other NFT marketplace that's doing that right now. So that opens up a whole nother possibility for projects want to onboard with us because again, that's creating volume for them. That's creating something for their holders and their community to be able to do. So that was a big one today when Tony told me that. I was floored by that. So that's really awesome. What we're going to be doing is at first start, we're going to be doing, I know it's not going to sound like much, but everything helps. So what we're going to do is it'll automatically recognize. I know I was talking about this a little bit yesterday as far as the network being able to determine if you hold DoD to gain access to the NFT marketplace. Tony already handled that, and I wouldn't expect anything else. So that is already, that's already done. That's already fixed. So if you don't hold so if you don't hold DoD in your wallet, you cannot access the NFT marketplace to sell. I mean, right? You could always come and buy. That's fine, but you can't mint or sell on it. And we're starting it off slow, right? Because we want to bring the people in and get as many artists in as possible because the fees they're going to be saving with us and the fact that they can mint on 3 blockchains, whichever one they choose, is going to be huge. So we're starting off anywhere between like 0.1 BNB worth of DoD to 0.3 BNB worth of DoD to be a creator on the site, right? Which is it's not much, okay, but it's a gateway in. It creates more holders and it gets things flowing like we've been talking about to bring the volume and stuff like that for people over here. To me, that's a great thing. Obviously, there's going to be different tiers as we go. So, to start, it's going to be that base fee just to basically get in the door to create. For a limited time, we're going to kind of like leave it open to where you can mint whatever you want. You're not going to have to hold a certain amount. So like later on in the future, what it'll be is like, if you want to mint an entire collection, say on the NFT marketplace, obviously you're going to have to hold more than 0.1 BNB worth of DoD. Like some other sites like not Rareable, Refinable, okay? Like you can go over there right now and you can mint for free, but you're only allowed 1 NFT. You can mint for free. Then they have different tiers. Like you have to hold X amount of their tokens to, whether it's you can mint 5 a day or you can mint 30 a month or whatever. There's different tiers. We're going to be cheaper than them because that's what we're doing anyway. But it's a good start, and it's kind of, to get the ball rolling, which is great news. Here we get here. So, and again, so every single transaction, and this is amazing to me. So another thing that I got, that thank God I talked to Tony today. So out of every transaction, there's a percentage that gets collected that the AlphaApe network generates, whether it's off of an ETH mint, Polygon mint, BSC mint, whatever it may be. So now what we've decided is that we're going to dedicate every single transaction, whether it's on ETH, whether it's on Polygon, whether it's on BSC, are both going to be going into the liquidity pools for both Sergeant SHIB and Defender of Doge. So there's probably going to be LP for multiple chains now for both projects. Not sure the technicalities of exactly how that works, but just so you know, that's more of everything like we've been talking about, circling back to support both projects and DoD especially going forward. So that's a big for sure.
Yeah,
That's a big
man.
thing. Well, thank God I wrote this stuff down because I would have forgot half of it by now. So yeah, again, every transaction there's a percentage, and it's going back into what we promised from day one. Like, we're doing this to support obviously both projects. We know for certain at this point that Sergeant SHIB is going to be pretty much a hit. And we're not worried about that at all. We're not worried about anything. Obviously people start to get a little nervous when, everybody wants to know, why isn't DoD doing this? Why aren't we advertising? Why aren't we doing this? Because this is the type of thing we're doing, right? I mean, the NFT Marketplace opening, which requires people to hold DoD just to mint to get on, what does it do? It creates more volume, right? It creates more people having to hold your token because they're going to want to mint. And like Tony even said to me today, like, yes, somebody can technically buy DoD. They can go mint their collection. Then they could sell their DoD, which is fine. And they're not going to lose their collection. They'll still collect the money when it sells. But guess what? If they want to go mint again, they have to buy DoD again and go back in. So it's a constant revolving door. Most people will probably just hold it anyway. But our goal is to bring quantity. We want a lot of people. We want a lot of traffic to come. So yeah, it might not seem like it's a lot, but if you do that and you times it by 1,000 people coming in to mint, the numbers start to grow rapidly when it comes to that. So that's great news. To touch on, obviously, the negotiations with the other projects, those are still ongoing. We told you the one, I was on AMA yesterday for about 2.5. Well, not AMA, I was just on chat for about 2.5 hours. That one with the 18,000 member holders, very, very close to finalizing the deal. They're coming strictly for the staking aspect of things. And now, actually, that we can offer the NFT minting and they could use their own native token, I don't even know where that's going to go, because that blew me away today when he told me about that. So that might be something that also gets thrown into that deal that we're kind of already working on. But the one with the 18,000 members, again, I never say anything's 100%. I'm always going to say something's 97% because we never know what could happen until it's actually a signed deal. But like, I was upfront and honest with you guys yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong. I forgot what it was off the top of my head. The project has to own 20 BNB worth. Was it 20 BNB or 10 BNB?
20.
I don't know.
20.
It was 20,
20.
right? It was 20, yeah. So obviously this project will have to purchase 20 BNB worth of DoD. They have to lock it for the term of their stakes or until they decide they no longer want to use our services. And each member has to hold, what was it again?
1 1
0.1
1 BNB. No,
1
1
BNB.
BNB.
1 BNB.
1 BNB. Oh, it was 1 BNB. Okay, so each
Yeah.
member has to hold 1 BNB to obviously use our services worth of DoD. Again, that's a ongoing thing, and a lot of trust has to be put into us with them, and things have been going good. And, when I have my call with them tomorrow, now I tell them that, hey, you could use your token now and your members can come.
You're kind of breaking up, Mike. I don't know if it's me.
Lost
Mike
Nah, I
is
me.
think
too
we
much.
lost
Yeah, we
him, bro.
I'm
lost
Yeah.
it.
back.
There he
I'm
is.
back. I'm back.
All right.
I don't know why it does that to me. So what's the last, did you hear me say when I have my call tomorrow?
We
No,
heard that part.
Okay,
I
so
didn't.
obviously I
I
have a follow-up call with them tomorrow to kind of go over, all this stuff. And then, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be all over this, giving their communities the opportunity to mint with their token, because it's a project that has a very large supply of tokens, and it's just beneficial for everybody. It keeps the flow going. So it's a big step for us. See, obviously, some people were asking about adding LP tokens if you wanted to DoD. Like I told you guys, I have personally done that with a good portion of my DoD. Double checked with Tony today. Our contract is good for both Sergeant SHIB and DoD, because some contracts, if you go to stake liquidity into the LP pools, when you go to turn it back out, like to cash out, it would burn the tokens. With ours, it doesn't. So you won't lose the DoD tokens, because I know a couple people had questions about that yesterday.
But it took the price down actually. When we purchase with LP, it doesn't show as a sale, but it shows as a
the liquidity pool, the
yeah,
swap
Yeah.
to liquefy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something else. I mean, like that was just a little technical thing that we could talk about that at some other point. That's not really a big thing. But you do earn 0.17% on all transactions. So whatever you have in there, depending how much liquidity you have, and this goes for any project, not just DoD or Sergeant SHIB. This goes for any project out there. The only thing to look out for if you ever do invest in an LP is to make sure that when you go to withdraw, that the contract doesn't have in there that it burns the tokens when you go to withdraw it, because that kind of sucks. Let me
Right.
see what else we got here. That's kind of it, honestly. I'm not gonna, it's a big week coming. I mean, I'm here for some questions if people got them. Again, we held like a 3-hour session yesterday. We talked about just a lot of different things. It's going to be a crazy week. The next 5 days are going to be pretty insane. I can say this, that if you don't have your DoD cards, get one, whatever's left, obviously, because those are definitely going to be there. And don't get me wrong, I think that we are going to be okay, even with the partnership cards. I think everybody's going to be okay to get in. But I personally don't think it's going to hit private. I really don't. At this point, I really don't think it's going to. But it's okay. Like I said, we're not looking to get greedy. We're not looking to go put an unrealistic thing on. We want to keep it. We want to keep it fresh. We want people to be ready to buy on launch as well. So, and we're going to definitely be doing. We're probably going to do an AMA before, I would imagine, maybe Friday, Saturday. Wait, no, what days? What, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Hold on, let me see. So it's on the
Tuesday.
15th. Yes. So maybe, you know what we'll do is maybe Monday we'll do like a quick, just kind of check in to get everybody, make sure everybody's set, good to go. I'd like to get them on once in a while during the day, because Tony's on, so maybe we could set something up where it gets recorded during the day, so people can kind of like, I know a lot of people are working, they can listen to it afterwards, and this way, so in case he has any more technical questions, because again, Tony's been so busy, and I've only been able to talk to him here and there, but today I actually got to speak to him for like about 2 hours, and the things he was telling me, and again, I'm not the guy that gaslights you. I've kept it real with you all 100%. The things he was telling me that he's doing, it just blew my mind. Like, I had no idea that we can now offer projects to use their own tokens to come mint their NFTs on AlphaApe Marketplace. Like, that wasn't even in the realm. I wasn't even thinking about that. And he told me today, he's like, "Oh no, that's one of the main features that we can offer other projects to do." So
That's
this
game
is
changer.
gonna, yeah, this is just gonna, it's a game changer. Again, I don't know any other. Maybe it might be out there. There might be someone out there. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Um, but again, this is part of us just building this brand and making this kind of, the gold standard, like we've talked about, and continuing to raise DoD to a point where um, I think that it's going to be, at the end of the day, like I had a conversation with uh, Pipe today. He was messaging me. Again, he's a newer crypto person. He came from a bad experience, and we've all been there, right? And he had legitimate concerns, right? He's like, I'm worried about this. And I said, listen, I'm not here to tell you that you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow or ever at that point, but I'm here to tell you that this team is never going to screw you over. We're never going to disappear into the night. We're never going to just say, "Oh, sorry, it didn't work out." Like the DoD, we talked about this yesterday briefly. It was like, yeah, we started this as a meme coin. Things didn't work out the way we wanted to, especially with the pre-sale launch. So it's actually better it worked this way, because who knows where DoD would be now? We wouldn't probably have the community we have now. And now we've dedicated this to be part of the AlphaApe network, and it just goes hand in hand. So like I just said, I gave you the numbers as far as what it's going to take to come to be able to mint on our network. Again, it doesn't seem like much, but multiply that by how many people mint NFTs every single day. Are we going to steal them all from OpenSea apps? No, of course not. But when they're realizing that they can come over here, they can do it. They can mint things for a fraction of the price um, than they would over there. And not only that, if they're involved in a project already, they can use their native token to mint their own token. I mean, mint their own NFTs. So it's a win-win for every project. It's a no-brainer at that point. So that's a game changer to me.
Quick question.
Go. Yes.
So let's take, right now we are talking minting NFTs on native token. Like example, what we're talking here is if I own a DOD, I can create NFTs with DOD. If I own sheep, I can mint now NFT with help of sheep. But we know that
Correct.
minting NFTs will be now as of today, on the major networks like Ethereum, Cardano, OpenSea, or Solana, Polygon, whatever it is, right, Mikey?
Yes.
So now when those tokens are backed by those tokens, like if the Ethereum based tokens, they are backed. Now, when the gas fees comes, in NFTs also we'll have a gas fees, correct?
Yep.
Now, when it happens, the gas fees goes back to the native tokens, the base network. If it is built on Ethereum, Ethereum will be the thing, or Solano, or Polygon, or with DOD it will be Binance. How does that work? I mean, that's a technical question what I have.
Well, I mean, I could give you my personal opinion on that. Until ETH 2.0 comes out, I would not do anything on Ethereum. I know some people, they live and die by it, which is great. Unfortunately, it does cost a ton of money. I remember I used to be able to, people were minting NFTs. It cost $8 to mint 50 of them. Now it'll cost you $300 to mint one of them. So it's like, in my personal opinion, yeah, we're going to have the option for you to do that. So say you created a token and it was on the Ethereum network, and you came to us and said, listen, we want to set it up where our community, our holders can use our token to mint NFTs on your platform. We can do that. But keep in mind, they're going to pay Ethereum gas prices still. I mean, that's something that we can't really change, obviously, at this point, because it's just the way things are built. But I could be wrong. Tony could have something up his sleeve where it might not be, but it's going to be kind of tough because unless it's like a wrapped Ethereum or something like that, wrapped in Polygon, or he was telling me certain things that you can kind of do it for lower gas fees. That might be an option. But everything else, again, you're going to be able to use, like you just said, anything you want, except the project has to want to do it. Like we don't see, and I don't think we're going to do it. Like we won't put in there where you can mint with DOD, because to us that's not what we're looking to do with that. But we'll probably put in there that you can mint with Sergeant SHIB. I mean, why not? If that's something that we want to do, sure. But again, this is also part of the brand for reaching out to being that DeFi platform that we've been talking about, attracting other projects to come use our services, which in return falls back to Defender of Doge mostly, but those transaction fees will be going into both liquidity pools. So that's a great thing to stabilize a lot of that. It's going to be
So that's a game changer, right, Mikey? Because now if I meant with DOD, behind the scene it is BSC,
yes,
BB20. That's which. But people who are interested, they will be actually purchasing with DOD. Is it right? Because when they sell with DOD, they'll be purchasing DOD. When they sell with SHIB, they'll be purchasing with SHIB. They purchase
correct,
with another SafeMoon, they'll be purchasing SafeMoon.
correct,
So that brings
correct.
one
Yes,
platform.
I mean, technically, honestly, we can honestly take any token you want, pretty much. I mean, you want to come mint with SafeMoon? Sure, come mint with SafeMoon. Again, that's the way I'm taking it. Tony obviously is on the coding part of it, but if he's telling me we can approach any project and use their native token, then yes, I don't see why you can't just say, come here and mint with SafeMoon, or we could create a whole platform based off of tokens that already exist and say, hey, you're holding all these tokens, you can come mint NFTs with them if you want. I mean, that's a possibility too. That's something, but that option is there. I don't know the legalities behind that, which I don't see why there would be any, because again, those are your tokens. If you want to mint, NFTs with SafeMoon, who's stopping you? I mean, you could do what you want. So yes, you're right. That is a game changer for sure.
Yeah, I had a
For
real
sure. Yeah.
question. I apologize for cutting in. Because
No.
this is from like weeks ago when you guys used to talk about like trying to form a relationship with SafeMoon. Did anything ever come of that, or is that kind of laid off to the side?
No, it's not. It's not laid off to the side at all. I mean, obviously, it's the SafeMoon wallet getting listed with them. That's a whole other process. It's not, nothing is off the table. It's just like, when the pre-sale started kicking into gear, we had to kind of get onto that. But that relationship's still very much alive. Very, very much alive. So again, there's no time frame on that, but it's definitely there.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Mike, I just got a question via DM if you got a second.
Yeah, sure.
So if somebody puts into liquidity pools, they ask me if they benefit 0.17 per transaction, buy or sell.
Yes, it's every transaction.
Okay.
Correct.
And then what about the swap to liquefy? Not that one?
That counts as a transaction. Yep.
All right, I'm just trying to get an answer. So okay.
Yeah. So like if you go like any project right now, like I told you guys, if you go, I don't care if it's on ETH or BSC, you can add to any liquidity pool you want. Obviously, depending on the amount you put in, it'll tell you how much of the liquidity pool you own. And you're going to receive 0.17% of all transactions.
All right, I'll pass it along, but thanks for answering it.
Sure.
Yeah, Mike, one more thing. I know I see a lot of new people that haven't been around here. How is everything going with the card situation for the wallet?
Oh, the AlphaApe cash card?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've like I said, we have 4 different options, or actually no, it's down to 3 now. 3 different options because the last one was just full of crap. We have one Amith. What's the one that I was talking to that you gave me?
It's Chase. Yeah.
No, not the Chase one.
The other one.
No, what the hell was the name of it? Oh my god, it's on my computer.
My bad.
Anyway, it's the one where it's limited. It's only 2,000 a day.
Okay.
Whatever. Either way, that's Tony's been working with them because, you know, again, it's the coding thing on depositing and withdrawing funds into that account. But that's there too. That's right there. I don't know how this man does what he does, but he's on target for almost every goal that he set.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about this today with him. I said, so when do you think we can offer the beta testing to our community members for the wallet? And he's hoping by the end of next week. So that'll be cool. So there'll be a bunch of you in here. Whoever wants to
Nice.
partake in that, that'll be cool. You know, you'll just get a link. You can download it to your phone. It's just, you know, and then once the official version comes out, you just update it and it's there anyway. But you'll kind of be to go in there, play around with it, see if anything glitches out on you. I mean, he's tested it so much. And again, the only reason I explained this yesterday was when it was supposed to launch February 1st, App Store, iPhone came up with an update, kind of screwed that up a little bit. You know, once you have an app already launched in the App Store, and again, I was saying this yesterday, you get notified like, okay, there's a change coming to the iOS system. They give you time to update your app on the back end. So that's why when you go in your App Store and you see your apps all have updates, that's usually after a software upgrade. When you're producing a brand new app that's not on the App Store yet, you're not really privy to that information. So you have to kind of get it out at the right time. And it was like right there. And then the iOS update came. So like he had to tweak the back end stuff of it. But again, once it's on the App Store, that'll never be an issue again. Because then he'll know well in advance if they're putting out another iOS 18 or whatever the hell they're up to now. But no, I mean he's on track for pretty much
Mikey, I
everything.
can tell that actually if we are still not on the App Store, right? Basically, what happens is Tony has to get to the Swift and other backend where I do not know front end part, but I can tell you that he should have a developer license where he'll get beta versions basically, and then once everything is tested, right? Once they are going to launch the new version of iOS, basically we know they come up based on patches and security issues. They release this some faster. So basically, when those comes, of course, the developers will have a challenge when that particular app is not still launched yet, and that's where Tony has double work, triple work based on the releases they release in the developer. It's not like public version, but the developer version. And of course,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, the dev version. Yep, that's exactly what he was telling me too. I mean, again, a lot of information at one time. It all comes out. You know, we're juggling a million things at one time. That's for sure. I talked about this yesterday. There's a lot of new people on here tonight. I don't know how many of you have actually been involved in pre-sales before. It's a very delicate process. We're doing it in stages, which is cool, because we want to make sure that everybody who's been true to DoD obviously gets in first. That's only right, if you ask me. So, we're going to have the tiered system. And I've known other projects that have done that before. Certain times you get to buy in and whatnot. But I explained it yesterday from start to finish. It's a delicate process in the way that if something fails on the day of launch, nothing will happen to people who are investing. You always get your money back. The worst case scenario is we have to redo a pre-sale, which we never want to do, because you lose a lot of faith in people. So it's one of those things where everything's got to be made sure everything goes right. which I have utmost confidence that Tony will handle that without an issue. Update, contracts already out for audit, KYC, so that'll be live on the pre-sale page as well. I'm trying to think anything else. Again, we'll probably hold another quick one before the Sergeant SHIB actually releases, and I think they might said we might do one that night because that's a Tuesday. So I think we might be doing an AMA that night, the day of launch, which will be pretty cool too.
Can I jump in for 1 second and just say something about the people who are investing in the launch who are doing the minimum? Make sure you have a little bit extra for gas. It's very small amount, but make sure you have a little bit extra for gas. So that's all.
Correct. And for people who have not
Thanks, Jules.
participated, yeah, for those who have not participated in pre-sales before, the way it works is I've actually seen some projects do this. We're not going to do this, but some projects will launch a pre-sale. They'll make sure everything's right on the back end, and sometimes they wait 24 hours to release the project. We're not going to do that. We ask that, of course, you're going to see the hard cap get hit. It'll say pre-sale's been finalized. Then Tony has to do what he does on the back end and basically deploy it. You guys will go, you'll claim your tokens. And it's a seamless process. But Jules, I'll put something together so you could put it out there and show people. It's very, very easy. I mean, you guys are already past the hard part. You're dealing in crypto now daily almost, on Uniswap, BSC, Pancake Swap, all these other things. So it's pretty much you go to the website, you connect your wallet, you make sure again you're connecting the wallet that you're holding the card in. Otherwise, you're not going to have access. It's just not going to let you in because those addresses are preloaded in. So that's extremely
that video.
important.
Thank you so much for doing that, Mike, because I do have a handful of brand new gals who are coming over. So they don't know. I had to explain to them how to send the receive BNB wallet address to me. So we're kind of dealing with some of the real newbies, which I love so much. But I'd like to set them up for success, as we do have that 1 hour window, and between myself and the mods in here, it'll be very, very, very busy. So if we can have something that's step by step, that says the day of launch, this is what you do. You go to this place, you literally click this button, you literally step by step, so I can actually send it out individually, or at least to my gals beforehand, and then revert them back to that as they go through, so that we're not inundating the chat with help during that period of time. So we definitely
want to make it as seamless as possible for sure.
Yes, so that would be fantastic.
Yes, no, we'll definitely get that taken care of.
Mikey, I have a question.
Sure.
Question is regarding the metaverse. Do you have any updates on that? And
I watched the funniest video yesterday. I swear to God, it just made me think of it because I got to send it to you. I'll post it at some point, but it's just the metaverse thing. Kevin and I say we live in the metaverse now. We don't even know what real life is. I personally don't even know what the metaverse is. I guess it's like some virtual place that we're all going to be at someday. Kind of out of my wheelhouse when it comes to that, but yes, Tony is working on all of that. He's working on the play to earn game. I can tell you a quick story. I was pretty pissed off. So yesterday I went, somebody I know had released a project. I support anybody I can. And they have a play to earn game. So I go in and it's like, I don't know, it's like 0.02 BNB to play. Right. So I put in, I don't know what it was. I put in like 0.3 because I figured I'm playing to earn. Isn't that the whole concept? Like you're going to earn something. So I'm playing this game. It's actually Space Invaders. So the first couple times I died because I didn't even know what buttons I was hitting. I just died right away. So every time you die, it costs 0.02 BNB to go in. So I finally get the hang of it, and I beat the first round, and I'm like, okay, cool. What am I going to win? And then it says, well, to continue, enter 0.02 BNB. And I'm like, what am I doing? Am I just paying this to play the game? So that's something that I really don't even know. Has anybody in here played any of these games to play
Doge
to
Stack,
earn?
Doge
Mikey,
Stack is the one.
play to earn. It's pay to play.
Oh, it's pay to play. Is that what it is, or is it pay to earn?
It's supposed to be pay to earn, but that one you're playing looks like it's pay to play.
That's what it was. It just kept taking my money. I felt like I was in an arcade. I didn't know what. It's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I
They
was like,
got
where's the
you.
reward? I was like, where's the reward at this? You know, it's like,
Right.
you know, but yeah, so he's doing something. It's going to involve Sergeant SHIB. It's going to involve part of, you know, recruitment. You're going to be able to earn actual Sergeant SHIB tokens by doing it. It's pretty cool. Again, that I don't know the exact time frame of that portion of it, but that's something that's how this man does all this at once. Again, I couldn't tell you, but he's been already working on that portion of it as well. We're going to be doing, you know, like you've seen on the website, we're going to be holding different ranks, you know, as far as Sergeant SHIB is concerned. You're going to go from private first class, earn your way up to corporal. That's going to be our own play to earn, if you want to call it. You know, we're going to be putting out like weekly tasks for community members, and you're going to be able to work your way through the ranks. Each rank that you move up in, you're going to get an NFT stating, you know, you've graduated, because you start off with nothing. Then you become a private, you know, and then private first class, and then corporal. So as you rank up through the ranks, you'll get an NFT showing your rank. Just a little cool thing. It's free, you know, you're not getting charged for it. And now it'll be on the AlphaApe Marketplace, which is awesome. So that's plus there's going to be rewards as far as Sergeant SHIB rewards for completing certain tasks. Don't forget too, we still have the sweep widget going that ends on the 14th. iPad Pro, brand new giveaway, first place. I forgot who's in the leaderboard right now. I don't know how these people are getting these amount of points, but it's insane. And I believe the next 9 are going to automatically be promoted to private of the Sergeant SHIB Army, so you'll get the NFTs for that. Again, these are just cool little things to keep everybody engaged. I've spoken with the charitable organizations that I've mentioned before. It's a really cool idea. Like I told you guys, this is not a charity token. It's not, you know, it's not built into the tokenomics. We're not saying we're collecting X amount for charity, which there's nothing wrong with those as long as they're actually donating to charity. Again, I've told you guys, my cousins both serve. We have a lot of military members here who have served. So whatever we could do to give back, that's going to come from the team's pocket. Obviously, we're going to be donating, you know, in the name of Sergeant SHIB, you know, whether it's money out of our pocket having nothing to do with Sergeant SHIB, regardless. And we will be creating community wallets too. And, you know, I took Jules's advice. We're going to set it up to do quarterly payments to them. So this way it's just more in one lump sum, which is kind of cool. And for those who don't know, I'll pull up the list again here. Where is it? Wait a sec. I have so many things on everywhere. It's a disaster. Trying to keep track of everything. Okay, so obviously, like I mentioned before, there was a flyer that went out. So the first 3 we're starting with is the Wounded Warrior Project, National Military Family Association, and Operation Second Chance, helping heroes move on. Again, we have Help a Hero at sergeantshib.com as an email address. If you guys know of any local charitable organizations that are in need of help, obviously we like to give back down to the you know, not so corporate side of things, because we all know that a lot of these corporations, we did our due diligence on these 3 though. They all have very good, you know, service ratings as far as giving back, you know, because they actually show the amount of money that goes back. So those 3 they're top notch. But a lot of the local ones tend to give way more back. You know, 95% of it goes back instead of 90. So if anybody has any local ones that they have in mind, email that email. we'll reach out to those charities. Again, it doesn't have to only be in the United States. I know we have community members all over the world. Soldiers are soldiers, man. They go out there, they fight for what they believe in, they fight for their country. We fought against them. You know, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Humans are humans. People need help, so we're there to help for what we can do, obviously. So that's just something that we hold, you know, close to the chest, and whatever we can do to give back is great. And that's pretty much all I have, man. If you got any questions, I'm here. I'll hang out for a little bit. If you guys want to just shoot it off, let me know.
Hey, Mike, I just got a question in my DMs. This is my first pre-sale. Stupid question. Do we buy on Pancake Swap?
No. So yes, no. So we'll post the link. I think Tony's gonna do, what he'll do is probably within the next couple days, the actual DXsale page will be up. Whether he's going to give it out yet or not, I don't know. So I don't want to do that. But either way, it'll be posted in enough time. So it'll be hosted on DXsale. That's where the pre-sale is going to be hosted. But then, yeah, of course, after it's done, it's automatically on PancakeSwap. So if you don't get on the pre-sale, you can buy there. That's where you're going to be able to sell everything.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Anybody else?
Really?
Going.
Really? Nobody's there's no questions. Mark, nothing.
Mike, what's up?
Awesome.
What's going on?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Hey, on that DXsale, like everybody's probably going to have a lot of questions when it gets closer to the pre-sale for Sergeant SHIB. And
Yes.
what I want to say is, don't worry. It's very, very straightforward. If you've never done DXsale, PinkSale, or Unicrypt, or any of these pre-sale websites, basically what happens is it's exactly like how you said, Mike, about connecting your wallet. Make sure you've got the right wallet connected. Then there's going to be a part on the page where it says you can contribute. I'm pretty sure that's the word, contribute, how much BNB.
Yes.
You hit the button, and then it opens up like your wallet, like MetaMask or whatever. And then you go through the steps of confirming the transaction. And that's where that little gas fee is going to be. Then when y'all hit your hard cap within 13 seconds of this pre-sale going off, little joke. It's probably gonna sell out really quick, y'all. But then everybody has to use the same link that they did the contribute with. It's the same DXL link, and you have to go claim your tokens. When they say it's live, when the project goes live, you go to that same DXL link, and then you click claim tokens, and then you're gonna have another small transaction gas fee. And then those tokens will go automatically into your wallet. But if you use something like MetaMask or Trust Wallet or whatever, grab the contract address, and then you add a custom token or import token, so that way you can see it there. And then that's where you can view the value of it, or the value of tokens in BNB, like on PancakeSwap. So I just want to give everybody a quick rundown. The going back, I think that I see the most questions on DXL is going back and how do you get your tokens? Everybody's like, where's my tokens? Are they going to be airdrop? No, you just go and claim them on the same link that you use to contribute. And so at that point, you're already an expert because you've already contributed. Now you just got to claim and then add them to your wallet. But I never even bother adding them to my wallet because I know they're there. But yeah, I just want to give that update. So
no, that's great. That's great.
Be prepared if they remember that conversation I just had. Thank you.
I have a question, Mike.
Yeah.
So on the day of pre-sale, will the chat be closed because a lot of scams happen during those
well,
hours?
that's one thing that we yes, I know. It's you guys that thank you actually for bringing that up. Because and I want to touch on this too, because again, I've known people that have run pre-sales before, and This one guy I know really broke his ass for it, had a huge turnout, and legitimately during pre-sale, somebody else formed another contract with the name and kind of stole all the members and just took the money and ran. So do not follow. If you get a DM from somebody during pre-sale, if you get links that are posted, everything will officially be posted on the Sergeant SHIB website. Make sure that's the only links you use. Don't, obviously we all know, we see it all the time. Don't give out your seed phrase. Don't click on any unknown links. People tell you to connect your wallet to check to see if there's something wrong. But you're right. That's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up, because pre-sale days, yes, there are a lot of people that try to go and scam. I don't really want to, we have a team of 15 moderators, I think it is. So I don't want to have to close down the chat just in case, somebody really needs help with something. But, we'll play that. We'll see how that works, on the day of. But, we'll be able to get rid of any nonsense that comes in pretty quick. So, but again, just don't, please, especially a lot of you that are new to pre-sales or newer to crypto in general, just don't ever click any links that you're not aware of. DXsale is 100% secure. It's been around for a long time. It's a side note, Mark, you were talking about going back to claim tokens, right? I think there's a bunch of DOD tokens that have never been claimed. Still, like, people bought and just completely forgot and left, which is whatever. And, you guys will see, like, once in a while, obviously on DOD, you see the sales come in from that one wallet that's got like $29 billion of, I don't know what token it is in it, but that's DXsale selling our DOD tokens.
FOMO, baby.
Yeah, FOMO, baby. And that pisses me off, but you know what? It doesn't, because that's what they do. They take a percentage of your tokens, and that's why on AlphaApe, when we go to do ours, and if our launch pad was ready, obviously we'd be hosting this ourselves. But, for now, the time being, we have to use a system like this. They take a percentage of your tokens. It's not much, but you know what? That's how they make their money. And they charge you a upfront cost, obviously, in BNB or ETH or whatever network you're launching on, plus they take a percentage of tokens. And that's one thing we're going to be able to offer to projects, is we're not taking that extravagant amount of tokens. Because again, nowadays people come out with these projects, they have 25 quadrillion, sextillion tokens, and if you take 1% of that or a 0.5%, it could be God knows how much. So it could turn out to be a lot of money at some point. But I can't knock DXsale. They've been around a long time. The only time we've ever tried to use Pink Sale was the DOD one, and it completely botched everything. So we will be sticking with DXsale. Again, we have the utmost confidence in them for now. So that's just know that that's secure. Thank you, Mark, for bringing that up. But also, it's there. Once you put your money in, it's there. The one things you got, side note, I always say not side note, but a lot of projects sometimes will host private pre-sales on their website. This is just a general crypto, like me just giving you a heads up. Be very skeptical of those. I've actually gotten burnt on one of those before, because they could just kind of do whatever they want on a DXsale, or like when we launched the AlphaApe Launchpad. Those are legitimate, like, places where you're going, because we have all the guidelines set up. So just be very careful if you're new to crypto in any way. Just never click on a link you're unsure of, and never give out your seed phrase. I know it sounds stupid, but you know what? People get scammed all the time, man. I've seen it happen. I've helped people. Just kind of guy I am, just I've seen some bad things happen to people. So just, that's one thing that we try to do here, is educate as much as possible. We learn things every day ourselves, but when somebody just getting into the game, Jules got a lot of new gals coming in, and it's like, if they can learn something from here, even if they're not DOD or Sergeant SHIB holders, it's fine with me, as long as they're learning, and learning to protect themselves and what to watch out for. That's kind of what matters the most.
There are no bonus tokens.
What do you mean? Say it again.
No, like the big scam they all run is, you know, right after a launch, oh, get your bonus tokens and then send them your
Oh
wallet.
yes, yep. That's one of the big ones. Be careful.
There
I'm
are
telling
no
you.
bonus tokens.
Can I
Yeah.
say, can I question?
Yeah.
Sergeant SHIB, how are we gonna be burning token like we burn for like DOD? Or it's gonna
Yes.
be yes?
Yes. We're gonna be burning. I mean, again, I don't know the amount, but obviously we still have the buyback wallet, still going to protect everything. That's not changing. None of those have changed. Just what the burn events are going to be exactly, that I don't know. But it will be buying back and burning as well. When those burns will happen, I'm not too sure. If you notice, we haven't burned DOD in a while. And the reason why we haven't burned DOD in a while is because we are still waiting for them to update the circulating supply. We just have to. We're not going to just continue to burn until that's situated, which I think will be done relatively soon because we got all the necessary paperwork in. You have to show all the burn events. You have to do, Charles, I know you had to tweet something out the other day, or we had to put out from the official account. There's, they have to go through their protocol, right, to make sure everything's legit. So, and speaking of which, we will already I spoke to BSC today. Logo, everything will be good to go right off the jump. There'll be there's an address with no logo for Sergeant SHIB. It'll already be there, which I know it's the little things, like the little things in life they say, but to me, that's always been the best, right? You want to put that contract address in, you want to see the logo of the contract, or you want to go on BSC scan, you want to see the logo. So that'll already be there at launch. And so we're not going to have to wait for that.
No.
Yeah, that's to me, that's, again, it's one of those things where it just makes it more legitimate, right? I mean, you want to have those things there. And I told you, like, we changed the DoD logo about, I don't even remember, January something, and it still hasn't updated on all the sites. It's the same logo now as what's in our Telegram, which is the yellow. Like if you go on Safe Moon wallet, and if you're holding your DoD over there, like they've updated the logo, but it takes its time to circulate around and just get broadcast everywhere. And I touched on yesterday, kind of why we've seen why people dust tokens. Well, we're still never going to do it because we just don't believe in that. But in order for logos to show up on Trust Wallet, and I didn't know this because, when you go to PancakeSwap, right, or Uniswap or whatever swap, and, you always say it has to import a token, right, from an unknown source or whatever, and there's never a logo there. That's because you have to hit the threshold of either 5,000 or 10,000 holders, and PancakeSwap is actually controlled by Trust Wallet. So I'm assuming PancakeSwap either owns Trust Wallet or Trust Wallet owns PancakeSwap. It's one way or the other. So that's why it'll show, once it does show, it'll show on both of those at the same time. But that's something we found out. And Tony said he knew all along. I said, Tony, well, you got to tell me these things. But that's kind of why we're assuming too, a lot of people just start sending out dust tokens because they want to hit that certain quota of holders. I think they do it for ulterior motives, but it is what it is on that part. Turbo wanted me to talk about the staking, obviously. Staking, locking, unlocking, all that stuff for DoD. You definitely need to get with Ahmad, get with Tony. Let me see. It has to go through a team member because keep in mind, we have anti-whale mechanism, right? We have max transaction limits on DoD. So if you go to try to stake or unstake, what'll happen is you're going to get a crazy gas fee, right? And some people might think it's just normal, like, oh, wow, I have to pay this much, and they might proceed to go do it. Newsflash, BSC is not like ETH. You're not going to ever get some crazy gas fee. or where it's showing like 0.4 BNB or 0.3 BNB, that means there's an error somewhere along the line, and you're going to end up just paying that money and it disappears. Not your tokens disappearing, you're just going to lose your BNB. I know a lot of people are used to dealing with ETH, and those type of gas fees are normal. But on BNB, if you see $2 in gas fees, that's high. So just don't ever try to do it on your own. Get with Turbo. He's been very good with that. Tony, myself, and we'll get you situated on that. Just don't try to go do it yourself.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Just to add a little bit to what you guys were talking about, the security and everything, on the day of the launch, what scammers usually do is they create these identical fake groups and they start adding everyone to them. So guys, you could go to your settings and you could actually change it so that only your contacts can add you to groups, because they always do that. And they always timed it like 1 minute before the launch or whatever. They always do the timing perfect, so it seems like it's us. So yeah, just be careful.
No, very, very good point. Very, very good point. You can look, maybe we can get some screenshots posted or a video on how to do that, on how to set, and that's just a great tip going forward with dealing with Telegram, because I'm sure a lot of you have seen, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're in like 5 other groups that you've never been in before. And it's because people are using scraper bots and they're going along and they're scraping you and they're pulling you into to different communities. And that's what they do. That's a perfect example. They'll create a Sergeant SHIB group. It'll look exactly like ours, and they'll drag you into it. But meanwhile, the Telegram's filled with all bots, but you're going to think it's us, and then they're going to try to start posting things. So again, just be very mindful of it. Have your security settings set properly, so you can't just be added to random Telegram groups. Again, that's just a tip for the future in dealing with Telegram. Myself, I keep mine off. I let everybody add me to everything because I want to see what's going on. But then I just either report it as spam and leave or whatever. But just don't fall for any of that nonsense.
I can add a tip there, Mike. So they may create the exact same, group with the same name, spelling, everything. But the best way is to, it's not already pinned. It's pinned the group, like in your Telegram contact first page, like in the first 4 or 5, I think, is what you're about to do. So that's one way to not confuse it with fake one.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I mean, guys, listen, there's a lot of opportunists out there. They try to take advantage in any way they can. People have been, like I said yesterday, it's your rite of passage. If you have never been involved in a rug pull, not being the person who rug pulls, but getting rug pulled, then you haven't been involved in crypto too long. And I hope you never actually have to deal with it, because it sucks. They've gotten me before. I know what to look for, and one of them, they got me really good. I mean, it wasn't a lot of money, but it was to the point where I could have swore on everything that it was legit. Like the way they had everything set up, I'm talking about multiple social media pages, telegrams, websites that you wouldn't believe. And, a lot of times, that's why I know somebody mentioned before about pausing the chat during pre-sale. The problem with that is I've seen a lot of projects that do that. Those are the ones that end up rug pulling, because that's the ones that I've seen, and they've actually got me. They're like, okay, we're going to close down the chat for now while we finalize the pre-sale. Next thing you know, the whole Telegram group is deleted. That one that they got me in, I don't know how they did it. They deleted everything in one swoop. All their social media accounts, their websites, Telegram, everything was gone. Like it never existed. So that's why I get a little skeptical about pausing the chat during the pre-sale, because I don't want people, freaking out.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, we're not trying to scare you guys. It's just that you guys are aware.
We do have to be careful though, because I was in a pre-sale recently where they got in the regular, they left the chat open, and the guys started posting fake contract addresses or fake addresses for the pre-sale in the regular chat. And they did get them pretty quickly. And I know we've got some really great mods and everything, but it's just something to be aware is that maybe we, would say that the only thing that is going to be the actual like address for the pre-sale is going to go in pin messages that only, you guys have access to, and just kind of make sure that we repeat that a lot, that people know that, because a lot of newbies, they do get people that way is, posting a
Yes.
fake thing in the regular chat.
And keep in mind, the link will always be it'll be right on this sergeantshib.com website front page. That'll be the official link as well. And that's a great point too. So what we'll do is we'll turn off everything except the ability to write messages. So people won't be able to, we'll have the bot set where it deletes any, external contract address, and you won't be able to post pictures or links. It'll just be strictly chats. So that should help with that as well.
Nice. Like I think that's like the mods and admin would be, have the ability to send out the contract or roles, correct?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm saying it's going to be only like the mods and admins and roles.
Yeah.
Windows.
And again, but also keep in mind too. I mean, you're going to get. I mean, people impersonate the mods all the time. They make fake accounts with their same pictures. You may think you're talking to Charles. They make duplicate accounts. I've seen it all the time. So that's why, and of course we know it's not Charles, but if anybody's in here who sees him maybe they're not really involved all the time as often, are going to just see his picture, see his name, and be like, oh wait, this is Charles. He's telling me to do something. I should listen to what he's saying. That's something that they do an awful lot. I mean, they've made accounts of Kevin. They've made accounts of, I don't even know if, well, no, there has been ones of me before in the past, but nothing recently. But they do it all. They do, and then they do it with a lot of project owners because they know that the community is there. They're looking, and all of a sudden, hey, if we had it, I mean, people were DMing, asking. I think it was Kevin from Kevin's fake name asking us for us to send money to him, and I'm like, we're on the phone with Kevin right now. Like, it's not him. So just be very careful about that stuff too, because they'll do anything they can to try to get a buck off you.
Mostly in the main chat, if it's a mod or anybody, if it's a mod posting or if it's an admin posting, you'll see, if you look to the top right of the post, you'll see admin or Defender mod or, Sergeant SHIB mod. You'll see that at the top right. So any impersonators, it'll just be the picture and you won't have that at the top right.
Yeah, and be very careful about the DMs too, because they try to get you with that a lot.
Yes, yes.
They're going to DM you, and it might look like it's Charles, it might look like it's me. Like,
right?
No, if you find it sketchy, just come into the chat and say, "Hey, listen, are any one of you DMing me right now?" And more than likely, it's not us.
It's not. It's gonna be us at all.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was going to say. If you're ever trying to find me, man, if you feel any kind of suspicion, come to the voice chat. Usually, if I'm available in the DMs, I'm in the voice chat, so you can come and speak to me here as well. So, or same with any of the other mods, they're mostly here in the VC as well.
Best bets hit the voice chat.
Yeah.
Charles, that's also why we try to remind people that admins or mods don't usually, 99% of the time don't DM first.
Right. Or they'll tell you they're finna DM you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna DM that at all. So.
Yep. DM first doesn't mean that I can't respond.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, if you have a question, just shoot them a DM first, just to make sure you're talking to the right person. But I'm excited, man. Like, listen, there's a lot of things that have come out the whole NFT thing. I'm excited for that to launch. I'm excited that we have the ability to use anybody's native tokens that we want to use. It just continues to show, like, Tony, Steve, these guys behind the scenes, like, they're staying true to their word. And that's kind of where I was talking to Pipe today. Again, he DM'd me, he starts to get real, like, oh, I mean, Charles knows him. He gets, and you can't blame him, right? Because, that whole word, that people say, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I don't find that as a bad word. Everybody around here always says, oh, you shouldn't be fudding, but it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I mean, that's normal. You're investing. You're going to have fear. You're going to have uncertainty. You're going to have doubt sometimes. I mean, that's just life. And that's kind of like he came to me today and he says, listen, and I'm honest with you guys. He's like, DOD is not really doing what I thought it was going to do. And I told him, I said, listen, I told you from the beginning, and when he came to me, I said, I'm not going to put you in a position where you're going to get hurt as far as you're going to lose your money overnight. And, can you regain all your losses from the other project you came from? No, I'm not saying you can, but being invested in DOD and the things that we have coming with it, it's just going to naturally grow on its own. Like I've told you guys, as far as I'm concerned, as a holder, to me, I'm just saving that because I know the more and more functions that come out to do with AlphaApe, the more and more DOD is going to just naturally grow. Again, that one project that has 18,000 holders, I mean, that alone will change the whole face of Defender of Doge right there, right then and there, once that deal goes through. So, and again, I'm not saying it's 100%, but the way things are going, it's like there. The one things like that, and you get a couple projects that start onboarding with us and using the different functions that we now have available. Nothing goes down unless you own DOD. You cannot be a part of the AlphaApe unless you do it. And that's the pledge that we made to this community. That's the pledge that we made to all, to the team when we said, because we started this off, it was just going to be a meme token, right? And things didn't work out the way we thought because of the pre-sale failure on Pink Sale. And you know what? It was a blessing in disguise, if you ask me, because from that mishap became all this greatness that I see coming.
I
And
agree. Second that, third that.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's great. I know, AK said it, like, why can't people come mint with SafeMoon? That might be a great, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you can. I'm sure Tony could probably set it so you can probably mint with any blockchain. I mean, with any token you want. But I'll let him answer that question. But it's just cool. I mean, there's a lot of options. We got a great team behind us. These guys, what they do, it's been a crazy couple weeks. Next 5 days or whatever it is going to be pretty crazy also. And, any questions you guys have, feel free to just
Fun part,
DM, ask.
Mike,
Yeah.
fun part was I just got a message from Bitmart. Do you want to list your coin there? What was my response? We are
Wow.
DeFi exchange. Do not worry. We will be there across the globe and everybody will be able to trade. But I do not need Bitmart. Thank you for your
Yeah.
offer.
Oh my God. You guys see the Defender of Doge official email, the amount of stuff that comes in there on a daily basis from these exchanges. And, we've talked about it, right? Multiple times. Like, I get it. I get the whole central exchange bit. I get, like, people want to see that because, the average person is thinking like, oh, when Coinbase, when Binance, like, not anytime soon, not ever, if you ask me, because, what it takes, first of all, to get on, I don't know, L Bank or one of these other ones, we've talked about it. You're spending anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 to get on there. Most of the times they're not compatible with your tokenomics, so you're losing out on that. And they promise you the world, but at the end of the day, they're just collecting your money and then going on to the next project. And we've seen projects, you know, you get listed on these things and you're getting $500 a day in daily volume, maybe 1,000. You know, obviously it depends on your project too. But you know, one of the ones that we all kind of know recently did it and didn't bring them anything. So that's why we decided to go the whole screw them and we're going to make our own. And it's not for sale. Like we've said a million times, it's not for sale. It's based on, you know, we're always going to make money on the transaction part of things. That's where we look at it. We're looking at volume, we're looking at quality of service. We're not looking to hit one project over the head and say, you know, oh, you got to give us X amount of money to get listed. Like, no, that's not what we're about. It's not what we want to be about. You know, and even with these projects that are onboarding for the staking aspect of things, right? So a company or a project comes on and, you know, like the other one, they have to buy in 20 BNB worth of DOD, right? Newsflash, they're not losing that money. It's basically like a deposit to them, and they're only holding it until they no longer want to use our services. So it's locked up for, if they agree on a term of 6 months or 8 months or however long they want to do it, that DOD is locked up for that time. Their holders who are staking are locking that up for the same amount of time. And they're not ever losing the money because they're always going to be able to sell DOD when they want to after their terms are up. So it's almost like, you know, we're getting them in. Yes, they have to buy the DOD, but they could always, when they're done, they could always sell it. So it's a win-win for everybody because the DOD community, we're benefiting off of that, right? It's making our price go up, especially when the burns really starts to reflect a lot, you know, when it reflects, period. You know what the hell's taking so long? And then not only that, the transaction fees, like I said, that will be added to both projects and as we go on. So it's a win. And you know, I've been talking to a lot of projects. Some I tell them straight up, like, listen, it's not a good fit. I've told you guys this from day one since I've been talking, that not all money is good money. Uh, you know, I keep a lot of people at arm's length, especially in this business, because just because you could shout a lot of numbers at me and you can come here and say, oh, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. I don't want it, honestly, because it's not worth the headache. It's not worth the drama that you bring. And, you know, we're here to give an open platform to the legit projects that want to get noticed. Like, we want to be able to, like we said, set the gold standard that if you know this project has been vetted by AlphaApe, it's been listed on their exchange and they deal with them, that, you know, for all intensive purposes, it's got the green check mark, you know, like a verified check mark, like on Twitter. You know, they're verified because, and again, you know, can we guarantee that every project's going to work? No, because we'd all be millionaires. I said that a million times. So not everyone's going to make money, but you're going to be okay knowing that these projects aren't going to disappear in the middle of the night, because we wouldn't let that happen. And again, there's going to be, you know, that's on the exchange side of things. You know, I know Jules came to me and was asking me about, you know, the staking aspect of it. Like, you know, are we doing the same vetting process as we would for an exchange? And no, it's not as intense, right? Because we're not actually hosting their tokens for sale. We're only just giving them a service to stake what they already have. Like, these people have already purchased their tokens. So it's not as intense. We're still doing our due diligence to make sure we're dealing with legit people, obviously, but you know, it's not nowhere near what it's going to be when it comes time for them to actually join our exchange. You know, so that's and obviously with the NFT minting, that's the same principle because they already own the tokens. So it's kind of like, you know, we can't do anything. They already have it now. So just come on, you can mint, you can do what you got to do. Excited about these couple of these NFT artists that are going to be bringing their collections over, or start. I keep saying bringing over. They're going to be releasing some newer collections on AlphaApe Marketplace, which is cool because, you know, they bring along their following, and that's what matters. You know.
Care to give their names?
No.
Not at all. I know. I knew you would say that.
Not at all. I mean, listen, it's not
I have to ask.
Picasso. It's not Picasso. It's not Bored Ape Yachts. It's not Crypto Punks.
I
It's
got you.
you know, it's it's up and coming people that, like, they have a steady base, and that's cool with us. We're all about people building their brand and bringing over whatever they can, and and that's
They're
crazy
using the
that
platform.
using the platform. That's all that matters. Come on in,
Absolutely.
use the platform,
Join the club.
and yeah, for sure. Exciting times though, guys. Exciting. Like I said, we're not the echo chamber, and you're not going to find that in this Telegram. We're going to talk about all sorts of things, and it just every time I really wish I got to convince Tony to do a midday AMA at some point, just so again it can be recorded and he can really start to explain every single thing, because even the 2-hour conversation I had with him today, there was still so much more that we were getting involved in, but he was picking up his kids. At that point it was like, all right, we have to kind of go like do other stuff, but he'll get him on here and he'll probably talk for 3 hours, but you guys will be mesmerized at the things he knows and the things he's been able to accomplish, because I was blown away today. And I've known the guy for a while now, and I had no idea. We were talking about it yesterday. How are we going to make it so, we know exactly you're a DoD holder to enter into the NFT space? And he already built it in. It was already in there. So that's just him, 10 steps ahead of everything, which is great. You need people like that. So anyway, I said I was going to keep this a short one, but it's an hour and a half, like always. Any last questions?
Yeah, let me ask you one more question about the burn.
Yeah.
Do you know if we are going to be burning any percentage at launch?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be anything like, a burn. Like, I know some projects burn 60% or 90% or some crazy things. No, because again, we're dealing with a SHIB token. Multiple people have told us that we should have even done more of a supply, but we didn't, so we're trying to just kind of play that as close as possible to see where this thing is going to end up. And I think once it really takes this traction and it starts going, it's going to be pretty cool. Oh, another thing I got to tell you too. You might hear people say, "Oh, there's no such thing as a BEP20 version of Shiba." Those people are absolutely wrong. Shiba 100% pegged a BEP20 version of it. They actually did it dead on. So there is a BEP20 version of Shiba that you will add to your wallet as well. That's where you're going to get the Shiba reflections. So I'll make sure Tony gets the right one and we put out the right, because there's probably, like everything else, there's probably a million different contracts, but I'll make sure he gets the official one out. You add it to your wallet, and basically every hour you get redistributions. It comes in. Sometimes it'll be more depending on your bag size, the bigger percentage you're going to get. Shiba's been having a nice run lately. That's great. So we're doing this kind of at the right time. And, people,
Can I
again,
just jump in before you
yeah,
go off on a tangent there? So we were part of the initial group, back before Shiba was like even really a household name.
yep.
And we had ties with Shytoshi and all those good guys. We had some fallouts, this and that, whatever. Cut to the chase for this conversation. Shytoshi's yet to acknowledge that, so I think that's the big issue with people saying it's not BEP isn't in the Shiba thing. He made a post on Twitter about it, so I think that's the real concern there.
No, I hear you. I hear you. And trust me, I had the same exact thing. I had Tony go into it. I had him dig into it. Because the last thing I was going to say is, well, are we going to put out a reward system that is something that's not it? and it's pegged to the penny. Well, not because it's not even at a penny yet, but you know what I mean. It's pegged to the exact amount. Whoever did it, whether it was Shiba themselves that did it, I don't know. It fluctuates. It goes exactly to the exact digit as Shiba does.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I think the issue is, so our Shiba community that Russ started has like 61,000 people right now. Our high was like 63,000. We're sitting around 61 now. That we, just a little quick backstory. They wanted us to relinquish control to the powers that be with SHIB, even though it's supposed to be a community-run project, right?
Yep.
Driven by the community. Hence, while we have all these companies, starting up and doing these burns and helping to promote, and random people on socials being able to be promoted up into powers to help mold this token, right, to what it's become now. I think maybe this is one of those situations where we had this run-in with the greater community, and maybe they gave pushback as we did. We weren't going to relinquish control to the group that we grew. We loved it, and we still support it to this very day. We mod it, and it's probably the cleanest group you're going to see besides in Russ We Trust as far as Facebook goes, and scams and stuff. But that said, I think maybe that's why they're not saying it's part of the ecosystem, because they didn't have someone who's recognized do it. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, no, possibly. I mean, and I know Kevin has a very close relationship with somebody that was pretty much one of the people who, it's probably somebody that you actually know. You could probably speak to him at some time, because I don't know, I don't remember the guy's name, but because I know there's also another one. What is it on? Is it on? What the hell is it? There's another one for Shiba on another chain as well. I'm trying to think of it. I can't even think of it now.
Yeah, I'm
But
spacing.
you
There
could,
was like 3 or 4.
yeah,
We went through it like 3
yeah,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole thing. When we decided to launch this, we were like, that's when like we saw on like people were talking about like Shiba was going after Coin Market Cap, but they were going after him because they were listing like Shiba itself. It was saying Shiba like on some other nonsense. You know how that goes. But no, you're right. You're right. It could be. It could very well be somebody who started it as like you said, but hey, it goes with Shiba. The price goes there. There's never been. It's been around a while now. It's been actually been around a pretty long time now. And the only difference is when you sell it, you're getting BNB and you're not getting ETH. That's the same thing, right? Because to do a cross-chain reflection system, we would either have to buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Shiba to like give out to people, which would be absolutely insane, or we do this. But again, Tony knows exactly, but I made sure of that because I heard those same things. And before we decided to do this, like we were like, we got to make sure that this is 100% legit, because I know they're just like, I was involved in a project where it was a BSC project, but they were paying out rewards in Cardano, and it was a BEP20 version of Cardano, and it was pegged to the exact dollar amount, and I was able to sell it no problem. But again, I was getting BNB. That's just the only difference. So, but either way, you're gonna have, it's like the iPhone Android battle. You're gonna have the people who say, "Oh, that's not real Shiba," and yeah, well, you'll be able to sell it just like it was, whether it's to me, I consider it real Shiba. It is what it is. I mean, I hold the ERC20 version of Shiba. Whatever, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'll have Tony touch base more on that, because it's something I really stressed too when I heard the first about that. But because you got to be careful, man. Like I said, there's so many fake contracts out there. People try to get people to do anything nowadays. Kevin told us all yesterday that he had bought into, there was a number one trending on Dex. It was what was it, CoinGecko token. And even though it wasn't CoinGecko, he's like, wow, it's trending #1. And it was trending #1 for like almost a day. And it ended up actually being a rug pull the whole time. So it's like, that's where we talk about like that's the type of stuff we're trying to stay away from, because we don't trust the whole DEX situation as far as, you're paying people are paying to get this, to get that. That's why, so when we release the whole AlphaApe thing, it's all going to be based on true numbers. You can't buy your way on us. It's just going to be the way it is. And just so you know, staking, minting, doesn't matter if you're on any blockchain, pretty much you can do that over at AlphaApe. So that's another plus. All right. Well, anybody, any other questions? No.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, I think you got it
I'm
all
tired.
covered, man.
I'm tired. No, yeah, man. Listen, it's good times. A lot of good stuff happening. I'll hang out in here for a little while anyway. I'm just gonna mute it and just sit back in case somebody pops in. Because again, I want to just be around if somebody does have a question. So, but you can stop recording now.
Appreciate the 4-hour AMA yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's just me hanging out. It turned into that, but